good, fam? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. It is a beautiful Monday, Columbus Day afternoon. We are going for a quick spin. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the content so far. Plenty more to come. Days like today when, you know, it's almost like fall is right here. You can feel it. Brakes still feel fantastic on the car. I'm gonna see if I can go to the track next week, guys, at AMP, get a few sessions in with Jay Zilla. Be a lot of fun. Been itching to finish out these tires and have some fun with the car, especially with this weather. This is my favorite weather, October in Georgia. Literally cannot beat it. The burble is off. Looks like we got the green light. It's nice. Behind us, we're coming from the racetrack at Avalon. So we're gonna go up now 400 north. Get the car washed real quick. It's a beautiful day like today. We're in rear-wheel drive, full sport settings. Chassis and steering is in soft or comfort settings. "73 degrees out, a little bit of wind, but very sunny, almost no clouds. People don't do very well merging here, so you gotta be careful. Some lanes up ahead are actually gonna be blocked off. There's gonna be a left lane blocked and a right lane blocked in about 2 miles down. The left lane, it's been blocked for a while. The right lane more recently has been blocked. Oh yeah, tons of traffic here, guys. Cap it right now, put it back on when the traffic clears up. What's good, fam? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. Let's talk about what it means to battle your shadow self. What is your shadow self? What is the battle? And how do you win the battle, okay? So your shadow self is another side of you that may come out depending on the tension of the situation, your emotions, your well-being, and really even your mood. The shadow self could be a protective measure that kicks in, that tries to protect your ego. It could be a destructive or violent, or even, you know, some people think it's a self-defeating spirit inside of them. And this shadow self is something that over time really builds, generally from trauma early on, and then as trauma repeats in older years in different ways, it's what builds on top of that response from the initial trauma. So that shadow self, what you can do is start to recognize when it kicks in, and what that means is mastering yourself. It means understanding what situations you're going to be in that normally you wouldn't be able to handle and be your full self without your shadow self kicking in. That means you have to recognize what is going to cause you tension. How do you respond to the tension early on, and then how do you gradually, you know, escalate in terms of your response into where your shadow self comes into play. And when you can recognize that, when you have the awareness to understand what's kicking in, you know, what's kind of affecting you, you can start to balance, maintain, and own the situation. You can remove the shadow self from the situation because you already know that, you know, this is how it's going to play out. And by recognizing early on that if you let things escalate, it'll get really bad for your shadow self, you can prevent your shadow self from ever even, you know, rising up. And over time, as you do this over and over again, you'll be defeating your shadow self to the point where you are so balanced, there will be a shadow of your shadow self, if that makes sense, which means you have more power in your full self and your shadow self has much less power. And that'll happen over time as you are aware of how you're reacting to things and when you take steps to actually battle your shadow self. So what steps can you take? Well, thankfulness and gratitude, that spirit, the energy of just being grateful, that will help you even in situations where you're dealing with your shadow self, because it'll give you a little bit of what I would consider like an energy or power boost. Just having that spirit and that fostering that attitude every time, you know, you wake up. The next thing is really breathing exercises. It's controlling and understanding, how am I breathing? Am I able to process everything through my, you know, my body in terms of my respiratory system, my nervous system, my circulatory system, you know, recognizing that you are in control and you shouldn't let a buildup of external events start to put so much pressure on you that your breathing is affected. I think that is a lot of self-mastery. But exercising, you know, in general, I was gonna say exercising your breathing, but exercising in general will help you with this. It'll give you a power boost. But when you're in that situation, it's trying to maintain your breathing and control your breathing and being smooth, you know, lots of oxygen, giving yourself time to breathe and process what's going on, rather than, you know, diving into anxiety and shallow breathing, which can really, really cause issues when you're in a really tough situation. Guys, last night I went out and I probably downloaded most of Isaiah Rashad's new music, you know, just to listen and review, and a lot of it are singles that he didn't fully release yet into albums. And man, Isaiah Rashad is just something else. I'm telling you guys, I've been listening to him so much. What an artist. What an artist, from Chattanooga, Tennessee, so not too far from here, funny enough. He has a song called Donuts, and I really wish we could have done a music video for him here in Atlanta. That'd be sick. I would love to work with Isaiah Rashad. You know, with cars and things like that, in Atlanta, the industry here is the entertainment industry, and so everything gets wrapped up into the entertainment industry. You have music, fashion, you know, it becomes a culture. There's cars, obviously. And that industry, that element of showboating and just having a lifestyle associated with the entertainment makes it so that you can, you know, use cars in Atlanta as a way to connect people and even bring entertainers together for music videos and things like that. So you have the creatives, you have the entertainers, you have the artists, you have the owners of the vehicles, and you can bring all of that together and literally have a space where music production along with video production can happen, and boom, you know, you're pumping out videos. And for me, when I moved to Atlanta, I got to see a lot of that entrepreneurship, that hustle side of the city with the entertainment industry, and it's left a big mark on me, to be honest. The city and the hustle culture, the entertainment culture. So yeah, guys, you know, as you go through life, you know, you're battling your shadow self. And if you've seen the Joker movies, the most recent one with Lady Gaga, I think, is in it, and Joaquin Phoenix, and the one before that too, the Joker is very much someone who has a shadow self. You could even say Batman might be Bruce Wayne's shadow self, but in a different way. Because when I use the word shadow, I think Joker is destructive. Although he tries to protect his ego underneath the shadow, he's still self-destructive on the outside. Whereas if you look at Batman for Bruce Wayne, he tries to protect others, and at the same time he's protecting his ego by concealing his identity, which is pretty funny. Instead of preventing his identity from being, you know, I guess ridiculed, which this is what the Joker's really doing for his Arthur Fleck, you know, preventing Arthur from being laughed at in a negative way, versus Arthur creating jokes for everyone to actually laugh with him on. But the shadow self, guys, regardless, is a really important concept to learn. It's important to recognize that it will come up in your life. You know, a lot of people with alcohol, that's when they realize they may have, you know, aggressive tendencies and things like that. So yeah, be careful and just know that you can control the situation once you're aware that it happens. But you may not be aware the first time that it happens, and that's when it takes friends and family that you trust to be around you. We're in rear-wheel drive, guys. I'm not really pushing it, but do want to get ahead of these big trucks. Very dusty, super dusty. Dusty past 2 weeks, I'd say. And we were in traffic on the way up here, guys, where they closed lanes on both sides. That was a good 20 minutes of traffic for about 2 miles, I would say. On that comfort suspension, that drop. A lot of you guys out there that have been commenting about the transmission, I'd say you really should read up on the ZF 8-speed and what's possible with XHP. It's a torque converter automatic that can shift almost as fast as the BMW dual clutch transmissions from the F80 generation. And it can hold more torque. It's not as fragile. That's the best part. This is really fun, you know what I mean? Like, just enjoying yourself and not... I don't like to endanger anyone on the road, and I like to just enjoy myself with the car. A lot of people, I think, freak themselves out and just think too much, you know what I mean? It's just space. Just take space, maintain control of the car. There's really no stress about it, but I know a lot of people get stressed out. Personally, for me, nighttime driving when there's no street lights, that's pretty, you know, dangerous, because you just don't know what's in front of you. You're really relying just on your headlights. So, but during the day, you know, the number one thing you'll see around Atlanta is people just stay in the left lane. They have no idea what's going on. Like, they're not aware that they should be over instead of in the passing lane, which is the left lane. With the burbles off, guys, it's butter how good that sounds. Oh yeah, that sounds insane. Fourth to fifth, it's like a punch to the head. It's crazy. to think if that's a Porsche in front of us. I honestly have no idea what it is. Look at that thing. It looks wild. I think it's a Cayenne GTS, guys. It's kind of low. Nice. What a car, guys. I bet this Toyota will not leave that lane. This is infirm. Not too bad. Not too bad. Notice that Corolla is still in the left lane, if you can see that. was also in the stiff settings. Eats it up, but it's definitely very stiff when you land. When I mean eats it up with the suspension, it doesn't travel as much up and down, so you're balanced very quickly. When you're in the soft settings, you're going to travel a lot, so it's going to take you a little bit longer to stabilize. Is quite something. Camera will get out of the way, guys. I doubt it. Alright guys, so we just had a bunch of debris hit the car. There was a deer down on the side of the road. It might have been, you know, the car that the deer hit. says that's pretty bad, guys. Let's see how bad it is right now. Wonder if this is wet. Just sand. Alright fam, I'm going to cap it here. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's go.